Assalamualaikum and welcome everyone for Assalamualaikum and thank you everyone for coming here. We are going to discuss an issue that is becoming increasingly important in modern education, which is digital distraction and device dependency among students. So in today's digital era, technology is no longer optional in education. It has become an essential tool that's supposed to support teaching and learning for students. So students always use this device such as smartphone, tablet, laptop to access information, complete assignment, and communicate with other students and teachers. However, despite this benefit, there also technology that make a big major source of distraction. So many students struggle to stay focused during lesson because they are constantly drawn to media social, games and notification. So over time, this lead to this dependency on device where students feel uncomfortable or unable to function without them. For example, when they always stick to ChatGPT while doing tutorial or e-pembelajaran, then when they no longer have access to ChatGPT, they would be what I supposed to do? I don't know how to do it. They were like, I can do it without ChatGPT, like that. So in the discussion, we will first examine the underlying cause of digital distraction. Then we will move on to the practical and workable solution that school and teachers are implement. Finally, we will come together to form a consensus on the best approach to balance technology use with focused student learning. So, without sorry, so let us begin by exploring the cause of this issue. So, I would like Speaker One to share his thoughts about this topic.
Okay. Thank you to Zarif as a moderator. Before we start the discussion here, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ehsan Ahmad, and I will start with the cause of the distraction digital. When we talk about digital distraction, one of the most significant cause is first and foremost actually the design of digital platform themselves. Applications such as social media like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are, are intentionally designed to keep users engaged for as long as possible. This is because features such as notification, likes, comments, and endless scrolling create a sense of urgency and excitement. So this hence this will make student will distraction and cannot focus on the learning. For students, this means they are constantly tempted to check their device even during the lesson in the classroom. A simple notification can immediately shift their attention away from learning. Over time, these habits become difficult to control because it is reinforced repeatedly.
I agree with speakers' one points regarding social media and the lack of self-regulation among students. However, I would like to expand the discussion by focusing on how students' psychology and learning habits contribute to digital distraction and dependency. One important factor is the development of a habit known as instant gratification. We live in a world where students can access information, entertainment, and communication instantly through their device, such as laptop, phone, tablet. Whenever they feel bored, stressed, or curious, they can immediately open an application and receive some form of stimulation. Over time, students become ac- accustomed to receiving immediate reward rather than working patiently toward long-term goals. As a result, when they are faced with learning tasks that require concentration and sustained effort, they may find it difficult to remain focused. And another significant cause is the fear of missing out, often referred to as FOMO. Many students constantly feel the need to stay connected with their friends and social network. They worry that they might miss important message, trending topics, or social interaction if they do not check their device regularly. This creates a cycle where students repeatedly look at their phones even during lesson. Although each interruption may seem minor, the cumulative effect can significantly reduce their concentration and learning effectiveness.
Wow, that is very important observation from speaker 3. So it suggests that we cannot simply blame on the technology itself, but we must also consider student habit and mindset. For example, I giving here is a student A and student B. One student A always use this gadget such as phone or laptop only for works like assignment, tutorial, or something related to the classroom where he's learning about something. But student B, however, is always on his phone to play some games, watching TikTok, movies. So they have two different mindset here. So yeah, it actually depends on the individual itself. So we cannot blame to the technology itself, but on the someone mindset, how they use it, um, what they get when they use their technology or phones. Okay.
Yes, exactly, Zarif. I definitely agree with that. In the another hand, another major cause is student belief that they can make multitasking in one time. Many students believe that they are capable of doing multiple things at once, such as listening to the teacher while texting or watching a video through their phone. However, studies have shown that multitasking actually reduces focus and lowers the quality of the learning. This is because they confuse and decide which one is the best priority to be focused and learning. So they can manage their time in class um, without learning and playing a phone. Instead of saving time, students end up understanding less and taking longer to complete their work. Um, so this is affect their learning, and this will get their loss in the study and the learning.
So I would like to add another factor, which is peer influence. In a classroom environment, students are influenced by what their friends are doing. If a few students start using their device for non-academic purposes, are likely to follow. This create a chain effect where distraction spread across the class. Furthermore, device dependency is often linked to emotional and psychology needs. Many students use their device as a source of comfort whenever they experience stress, anxiety, or boredom. For example, after facing academic pressure from assignment and examinations, students may seek relaxation through social media platform or playing online games or streaming service. While there is nothing wrong with using technology for relaxation, excessive dependence can become unhealthy. Students may begin to feel uncomfortable, restless, or anxious whenever they are separated from their device. This is clear sign of dependency.
Wow, that is very true. So classroom culture play a lot of roles here. So from speaker three, which is you say that peers influence a lot of people when it comes to technology like phone or social media. So I would like to talk about um, my friends, which is I can say their name, but I say just
Yes, yes.
A person. He's always use his free time to play like Mobile Legend, like the game online.
Yes.
Whenever he got a free time, like after class, in the night, before he sleep, he plays game. And one of his other friends, when he see this A person doing that, he's also like, I want to play that game too, because it look fun or something. And then over time, all his friend group are playing the same game, and they always using his free time to play game instead of learning or doing homework on time. So that affect a lot of that affect a lot of um, peers out there.
So thank you guys. I would like to add another cause here. Furthermore, I believe that over-dependence on technology in learning itself is also a cause. For example, students often rely on search engines to get instant answer instead of thinking critically. So this is because they will affect their mind and they cannot thinking and use their brain on the answering the question. So this will make a student will not think too much and will make their exam result will get terrible. They may also depend on feature like autocorrect or translation tools, which reduce their effort to learn independently.
Yes, and I think we should also consider the role of schools. In some case, there are no clear or consistent policies regarding device usage. When rules are unclear, students may take advantage of the situation and use device freely, even when it is not appropriate. And also, I would like to discuss the influence of modern learning habits. Nowadays, students have become accustomed to consuming information in short and fast formats such as use ChatGPT, short video, social media posts, and quick online content. While these formats are entertaining and convenient, they may gradually reduce students' ability to focus on lengthy reading materials, detailed discussion, or complex learning tasks. In the classroom, students may find it difficult to maintain attention because they are used to receiving information in brief and highly stimulation forms.
Wow, that is a really valid point. Um, so policies provide structure. Without them, it becomes difficult to manage behavior. So I would like to touch something about his point, which is what can you explain, like the main point, what you saying?
My main point, like I say, is the Influence of modern learning habits, such as students nowadays have become accustomed to consuming information in short and fast formats, such as use ChatGPT.
Yeah, that is so true. It's also because of social platform such as TikTok, as we all know. Before TikTok coming, there are social media like YouTube. If you can see, YouTube actually have a really long video, at least like 10 minutes, 20
Yes.
minutes, 30 minutes. But when TikTok come and become trending, people tend to use TikTok because it fast
So
and
so it will make easy people to the scroll to
uh,
get the
yes,
entertainment, right?
they always like I want something fast and spy. You know,
Yes.
like they want a fast first video
Yeah,
to having fun.
I get it. I get it. So before we end, I would like to add another cause. From my perspective, I would like to say that teaching methods also contribute to this issue. If lessons are not engaging, students may lose interest and turn to their device for stimulation. For stimulation, this is because the teacher must give a learn that attract their attention to study with fun activities and different method of their learning. So the student will happy while studying in the classroom. In other words, distraction can sometimes be a result of the boredom. So they this will affect of their um, attraction and get lost in the class.
So I completely agree. This shows that digital distraction is a complex issue influenced by technology, students' behavior, peer environment, school policies, and teaching practice. Another important issue is the lack of awareness regarding responsible technology use. Many students understand how to operate digital device, but they may not fully understand how technology affects their behavior, attention span, and productivity. Without this awareness, students may underestimate the impact of excessive screen time on their academic performance and personal development. They may not realize the frequent distraction can reduce memory retention, critical thinking, and learning efficiency.
Wow, that's actually a really good point. Now let's we move to our next session, which is
Yes, can.
deep discussion and solution for this issue. Now that we have explored the cause in detail, let us move on to the solution. What can school and teacher real realistically to do in address these issues?
So I would like to start at the step on the uh, to do this thing. In my opinion, first and foremost, the first step is to establish clear and structured rules of device usage. This is because student needs to understand when and how device can be used. For instance, teachers can allow device usage only during specific activities and require students to keep them away at other times. Um, this approach does not completely remove technology, but it creates boundaries that help students stay focused. I would like to add another point. For example, in the lesson of the science, teacher can uh, can talk to the student to search about the scientific law or the scientific fact that will add more information to the student, and they will learn and know everything about the subject.
I agree, but I think rules are not rules alone are not enough. Teachers must also ensure that technology is used meaningfully in the classroom, such as when I was at the secondary school. When
Yes.
I was at the secondary school, we get ID dilemma, which is used to find information using phones, which is good for our academic. Instead of viewing device as a distraction, teachers can turn them into learning tools. For example, teachers can use interactive quizzes, online discussion, or educational application that require student participation, such as the ID dilemma that I talked just now. When students are actively involved, they are less likely to use their device for unrelated purposes and use it beneficially.
That's actually an excellent point from Speaker 3. It shifts to the role of technology from being a problem to being the part of the solution. Like Speaker 3 said, teacher um, has to use technology to make quizzes, maybe play some game related to studying, which is can help student to um, learn
Learn while playing
while
game.
playing together with their peers and classmates. So it can help them study more
Efficiency.
efficiency. Yes.
Yes. Uh, in my eyes, another important solution is digital literacy education. This is because students need to be taught how technology affect their attention and behavior. They should learn how to manage screen time, avoid distraction, and use device responsibly. Um, these things need their awareness a lot while learning, so they will get more focus on the study at the class. This also helps students develop self-discipline, which is essential for a long-term success. So they will not get a bad grade. Instead of learning in the classroom and manage their plan and motivation to get better in the class.
Yeah, I would like to add some more topic, which is I would also emphasize the importance of active learning strategies. When lesson involve discussions, group work, and hands-on activities, students become more engaged. As we all know, teachers nowadays should be open-minded to teach their student to keep they excited to go to school. Engagement naturally reduce distraction because students are focused on meaningful tasks instead of doing things that not good.
Yes, engagement is a powerful tool in maintaining attention. So, like Speaker 3 said, emphasize the importance of active learning strategies, where lesson in the class engage, it involves discussion, group work, and hands-on activity, so students can become more engaged and learn more efficiently, so that they can achieve the goal to a better understanding.
In another hand, school can use monitoring tools or device management system to control what students can access during lesson. This provides an extra layer for support for teachers.
Another idea is to create a balanced environment in school by having specific areas where devices are allowed and areas where they are restricted. This helps students understand the difference between learning time and leisure time.
Okay, so all these strategies clearly show that solving this issue required a lot of combination of structure, awareness, and engagement. So we as a future teachers, we have to um, have knowledge to use our technologies such as smartphone to um, use it as good as possible.
To
So
benefit the student.
Yes.
yes, thank you. So our last session is consensus building. So based on everything we have discussed, what do you think is the most effective overall approach? Speaker two.
In my opinion, I believe that completely banning from device is not realistic because technology is already part of students' life. Instead, we should focus on guiding and controlling how devices are used.
I agree. A balanced approach is the best solution for children nowadays. This includes setting clear rules, designing engaging lessons, and helping students develop self-control.
So we can conclude that the most effective approach is a combination of structure, policies, meaningful of technologies, and student awareness. This ensures that technology support learning rather than disrupting it. So we all agree in this conclusion?
Yes, I will
Yes.
agree definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is our really last part,
Yes.
which is closing. So in conclusion, digital distraction and device dependency are complex challenges that require thought solution. By understanding the cost of implementing balanced strategies, school and teachers can create more focused and effective learning environment. So, hold on, I would like to explain a little bit more.
Yes,
So,
yes, you can, you can.
teachers, our main point here is school and teacher can create a more focused and effective learning environment. For example, they can use technologies such as what we call
What?
um,
What do you think?
the thing that screen, like
Oh, LCD.
LCD. Yeah,
Oh,
teachers and school can use LCD in
yes.
every class, so they
To
can maybe
get their attention, right?
to get their attention, like playing some quizzes or maybe watching some YouTube
Yes.
about learning some kind of knowledge about maybe science, mathematics, so they can learn more fun and relax, convenient, and then of course it's more efficient. So do you
Yep.
guys wanna add any another?
I will add to another
Yes.
because LCD, as we all know, is not is something rare. Which children nowadays see because they all, as we all know, they use phones, tablet, laptop, but they didn't use LCD. So by using LCD as a teaching technique, it will also attract their
Attention.
attention.
Yes. So how about you? Wanna add some?
Um, I would like to say that in this modern era, technology play a massive role in the learning in the classroom. So, as I can conclude, student awareness, they will manage to use technology wisely on the learning in the classroom. This is the major thing that uh, people must think it wisely to use their technology at benefit things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for some reasons, I believe that digital distraction, as we all know, is not simply caused by technology itself. It is influenced by a combination of psychological factors, social influence, family environment, and learning habits, and also individual level of self-efficacy, as we all have studied. Therefore, any solution to this issue must address these factors holistically rather than focusing solely on restricting device usage.
Yeah. Thank you everyone. Speaker 1,
Yes,
speaker 3, and
I really enjoy our discussion today.
okay.
Yeah.
So this is really good discussion
Yes.
actually. So thank you for everyone for your attention. And you want to tell something to the audience?
I don't want to say something, but I would
Okay.
like to say thank you guys for spending time together in this discussion. So we will see in the next time.
That's all from us.
That's
Bye.
about. Bye.